Hi, I'm Vivian Trommer. I went to Colorado School of Mines and I worked in the M3 lab, and I go to school here in Telluride. My main job was to help build a self-driving electric race car, which was really cool. And so we started with this. This is a 1/6 scale RC car that we got from the automotive department, and my first job was to get that up and running, which just meant getting the controller connected to the car and all of that, making sure all the gears worked, which actually they didn't, so my first couple of days was working on that. And continuing on with that, I worked with getting mounts designed and printed for everything that we were putting onto the car, because we had to put cameras and sensors to make sure the car knew where it was going to make it self-driving. And so I would draw out the designs and then 3D print them, or design them in a CAD, and I used SolidWorks, which was pretty difficult, but I worked through it. And then I would 3D print them and then put them onto the car, and yeah. I also worked with Raspberry Pi and a lot of coding. This was my first time coding in a more serious aspect. We worked with C++, which is also pretty difficult, but it was really fun. And this helped with, we used the Raspberry Pi to interface with the car to make sure it knew where it was going. This was one of my most complex designs that I made in SolidWorks. This is actually for a LiDAR sensor, and you can see those, let me use this fancy. Those are two screw mounts, and that's where the LiDAR sensor would connect to. And then these, these are little clips that would hook onto the car, and oh my goodness. This is a C channel right there. You can see it in a little more detail right there, and that is where we would put a zip tie to secure it extra. Outside of the lab, I was very lucky, and I was able to live with my half-sister Shawnee and her husband Drew and their dog Sadie. And it was pretty amazing. I had never got to live with her before, so there's a bonding experience, which I loved. That was my room in their basement, which there's Mr. T. And I lived about 30 minutes away from Golden, which is where Mines is. So I'd drive myself there every day, and then it was about a 15-minute walk from where I could park in free parking. Outside of the lab, I got to do so many amazing things in Denver and in Golden, and actually in Boulder too. We took a couple of day trips out to go hiking in the Flatirons, and I got to go to Casa Bonita, which is a dream of mine. And we also got to go to Red Rocks and a Rockies game, and we got to see an off-Broadway show at the theater there. Got to eat a lot of food. Me and my sister would cook dinner together most nights, so that was a good experience. And actually, up there, you can see I was watching a Formula One race. George Russell won. Go George Russell. And okay, so something surprising is you have a lot of freedom, at least I did, and that just means that you can really work at your own pace, but that also means that you have to be responsible for yourself, so you can't work too slowly and then bring the whole group behind. And yeah, and then I also was able to walk all of campus, so I feel I'm a Mines expert now. And I got to start a lot of my own projects and just 3D printed a bunch of little random gadgets. And actually something that's also surprising, this is the church on the Mines campus, and that's actually where my parents got married, which was cool. Advice, be curious. As long as you're curious, you're always going to be searching for something. Get to know those around you. It's a really amazing experience to work with professionals, and if you can have fun with them and laugh with them, it makes the experience so much better. Don't be afraid to feel dumb. You're going to feel dumb. You're working with people who have been researching this stuff their entire life. Like, I worked with 2 PhD students and a master's student, and they knew a lot more than me, and that was a good thing. So, and a special thank you to everyone here. Yay.